Hi, welcome to Joe Oriani's podcast, and my name is Joe Oriani. And today, in episode 2, I want to talk about travel, leisure, something along them lines. Now, as most of you know, that I live in Central Florida, and it is a tourist spot. But did you know how many other things you can go see besides going to Disney or Universal? That doesn't cost you much money, that you can enjoy with memories with your family? Let's talk first about national parks. I'm going to run over some of the ones in different states, like Glacier Bay in Alaska. I've been there. It's beautiful. The Fords in Alaska. We flew over it. We landed on a nice little lake in the middle on a seaplane. Get out and walked around on a seaplane. Try it. Your family and you would love it. You can go to Grand Canyon in Arizona. You can go to Petrified Forest while you're there. Did you know there's all these things that you can do that are relatively inexpensive? You don't have to fly there. I don't think flying's the answer to anything. I think you should get your family in a car, throw it, and go. Our national parks are beautiful. So we're going to talk about them first. If you go to Arkansas, you can go to the Hot Springs, Arkansas. That's what it's called. Or you can go to California. Now, California, you have Death Valley. I drove through Death Valley. There's one road. I remember being in Las Vegas, and I was tired of gambling, and I got on the road, and I went all the way up to Bakersfield, California, and coming back, I went through Death Valley. Now, that was interesting because it was a hot day. It was always a hot day. And you're driving, and you have this optical illusion of the road. And it was kind of weird. It was just like the road was all over the place. It's like upside down. You just didn't know where you were going. So you had to be relatively careful. But it was fun. It was an interesting thing. And it's a memory. You know, you could go to Yosemite in California. You can go see the Joshua Tree. You know, Channel Islands. Guess what? It don't cost you that much money if you live out there. Go. Don't sit home and watch TV. Get in your car and enjoy what you have. Well, it's still there. If you go to Colorado, you go over the Rocky Mountains. Now, I took a trip from Fort Smith, Arkansas to Erie, Pennsylvania, from Erie, Pennsylvania to Las Vegas, and we had to go over the Rocky Mountains. My Toyota was really making it a rough run. We started out going up, it was nice. We had caught up, started to snow, got up a little further, snowed some more, got to the other side into Utah. Now that was interesting too, because finally after all that, you're tired, you're stressed out, you go into Utah and here comes the sandstorm. And I never seen a sandstorm before in my life. And it's just whirling sand, going. So you finally get through that, you get into Nevada and you go to the gas station and a sandstorm hits there. And you're out there trying to get gasoline in your car with that stuff hitting your face, hitting your eyes, hitting your head. You're like, help! But do it. But you know what? I always say if you go on vacation and nothing happens, it's a very dull vacation, which means you're not going to remember it. You don't want a major problem, but any little incident along the way, like the weather, for example, at least you say, well, you know, I've been in a sandstorm, I drove over the Rocky Mountains with snow. Those are things that you remember, and that was a long time ago. And my memory is pretty bad, but I remember those things. And that's what you do. Now you go to Florida. Now I live in Florida. We have the Everglades. I have not actually visited the Everglades, but I drove through the Everglades because I wanted to on the way to a cruise. But I have to tell you, I was very disappointed because when you take that road through the Everglades, it's just fenced in. It's all, you don't see nothing. So what you have to do is you have to go out and get in one of them boats. They'll take you out there and get bit by mosquitoes and go see the alligators. It's an interesting place. I mean, don't forget, Florida's surrounded by water. One of these days, Florida's just going to go, boop. Yeah, if you go to Hawaii, you get Hawaii volcanoes for people who live there, or if you're visiting. The only problem with the volcanoes is they're still very active, but you get to see the wonders of the world. You can see rocks being made. You can see how the earth was done. And you just hope it don't blow up. Now, Yellowstone National Park. That's an interesting thing. I'll bet you most people don't know it's in Idaho. Idaho. Most people don't know it's in Idaho. There's someplace else you can visit. You take your family up, go camp out for a week, have some fun. Just stay away from the bears, don't feed them. And from what I read recently, don't go trying to pet a bison either. Animals live there, they roam freely. It's like somebody coming in at the house and annoying the hell out of you, and you're gonna get angry. So do the animals. It's bad enough because of all the construction in the country. We're kind of closing in on them. They're getting tighter and tighter. They can't have nowhere to go. National parks are just for that, for the beauty in this country that you don't see when you're in Disney or Universal. Those are more tourist attractions than a place to visit. You can go to Kentucky, Monmouth's Cave, or Michigan, Isle Royale, Minnesota, Voyages, Montana, they have Glacier, Nevada, Great Basin, New Mexico, North Carolina, Great Smoky Mountains, drive over the mountains. You have Oregon, Crater Lake. You have South Dakota, you have the Badlands. You ever watch the movies with John Wayne, the Westerns? They go, I'm on the Badlands. I'm going to reach them. Anyway, go to the Badlands. See what it's about. Or in South Dakota, go to the Wind Cave. You know, Tennessee is still part of the Smoky Mountains. You go to Texas. You go to Big Bend. Speaking of Texas, you could also go to the Alamo. I know a lot of people don't really care about history, but this history was quite interesting. Good, bad, and indifferent, but it was there. And the Alamo is kind of neat. Now, all the movies I watched on the Alamo with John Wayne and whoever else may be floating around, I never seen a river. They must have filled up from the other side. I didn't know there was a river by the Alamo until I went to San Antonio 25 years ago. And while I'm there at the Alamo, we seen the Riverwalk. It was absolutely gorgeous, especially at night. And right next to the Riverwalk, there's this big market. I don't know if it's still there. It's been a while. Where you could just buy anything you want. They had great restaurants. And it was fun. But again, that's something that you can go see, go do. Take your kids to see history. Matter of fact, you should see history. I'm sure you haven't. And that's what I would do. You go to Utah, you have Coral Reef. You have Bryce Canyon. You know, different Virginia. You have Shenandoah. In Washington State, you have Olympia. You have Mount Rainier. Those are, go see the country. Definitely. Wyoming, Yellowstone. Go see it. Go see the glacier go up. I wouldn't take a hot shower there. You'd probably burn to death. But that's what I would do. Definitely. There's so many things in this country that you can do relatively inexpensive, that you go ahead and you can do inexpensive and enjoy. Take your kids, have fun. Like I said, if nothing goes wrong on your cruise, like I said, if nothing goes wrong on your vacation or nothing interesting happens, it's boring and you don't remember it. When people broke down on rides, when I worked attractions at Disney, I would tell them the same thing. If the ride breaks, you're going to remember two things. You're going to remember the ride breaking down and the excitement if you're getting off, and me. That would make me famous. Though I think I'm famous enough in Pizza Rizzo's. So anyway, that is that. Just go to museums. Every place has a museum. Learn things. Museums are inexpensive. Art galleries, places you can go. Take the kids. Teach them the finer things in life. Teach them how to understand art, how to express themselves. You want them to be able to express themselves to get along in this world. Take them I went to the New York State Museum up in Albany once, and it was great. was absolutely great. I've been in Washington, a couple of museums there. It's great. You learn your history, you learn different things, and it's a fun time, and it's not expensive at all. So do that. You can go anywhere you like. Go to Dakotas. Go to Mount Rushmore. Explain to your kids and your family the history of our country. There's a lot you can do, and a lot you can learn, and a lot you can teach just by doing that kind of traveling. Now, not to say that I won't get into touristy stuff the next episode or whatever I feel like. And it depends on if I have any guests or not. I mean, most of the people I try to get on are work at Pizza Rizzo's, and their kids with CPs, and they have a college degree, and they come and do the CP work. Some of them actually stay with engineering degrees, which shocks me, giving up pizza. But I want to know what made them do certain things to get to a certain point, and where they're going to go from there. What are their plans? But I'm so afraid I'm just going to talk about Pizza Rizzo's, but I'm not. Stop, Joe, no more Pizza Rizzo's. Anyway, to continue on, I was distracted by pizza, I'm hungry. To continue on, I think that what we should do is look at some of the other spots in the country. When you go out and you go traveling, I don't know about you, but me, I look for the food. There are so many different tastes, so many different things to do, to eat at, so many different ways they prepare food that you have to try it. I'm not afraid to try it. I remember going to Las Vegas one time, and I was more concerned about setting up my dining than I was about anything else. I went there for the food. I ate the best food I could afford, and that's what I did. Try it. Go to different places. Eat different things. Don't kill yourself, become a diabetic, but you can do this. Take your family with you. Hey, when we get to Grand Canyon, maybe we'll try some other food they have out, local cuisine. Try it. Don't be afraid. I believe, I don't know if it's South Dakota or North Dakota or Colorado. Colorado. There's a place out there that sells kind of weird meat, all kinds of animals. Try it. If I got to Colorado, I would. Again, that's just me. Because I enjoy traveling. I enjoy doing different things. And things that are not that expensive. I'm not rich. I'm doing this trying to make it $2 or $3. Anyway, so that's what you have to do. I mean, this country is absolutely beautiful. I know some people don't like it, but hey, go to Europe and go see Eiffel Tower and stay there. But there are so many things to do, so many people to see. Each section of the country is so different. For example, when I moved to Arkansas, give you this little story. I was what they call, not just a Yankee, I was called the damn Yankee because I stayed. But I learned so much there from the people there. How they think, how they work, how they operate. It was absolutely terrific. I learned a lot of different things. And you can too. Your kids should be having experience of traveling this country and enjoying its benefits, enjoying its sights, enjoying its sounds, and not just an amusement park. Yes, they can go there, but that's not all about, Florida's not all about Disney. We have Pensacola, beautiful beaches. Alabama, they have beautiful beaches. Yeah, they have New Orleans, but they still have beautiful beaches. Up in the French Quarter. Go to the French Quarter. Show the kids what it's like. Especially during Mardi Gras. Well, just make sure they're a little older. But yeah, it's all our history, all our traditions. Everything is different. Hawaii. When we stayed at Waikiki, it was in September. They had they blocked up the streets and had some kind of festival. I can't tell you the name of it because I don't remember it. But again, it was fun. You know, we went to Hawaii, went over and see the statue of the king. Now you can see that on Hawaii 5-0. But anyway, those different things. And I tried some of the food in Hawaii, by the way. It was kind of interesting. I love pineapple. And macadamia nuts. Now, you go to Chicago, you can get Chicago type pizza, which is a deep pan pizza. Me, I'll stick with New Jersey, New York, thin slice, oil coming off it. Giving my doctor a heart attack. The only other place I found that does that kind of pizza, and I had pizza from all around the world, Japan, Vietnam, I had it. And the best pizza I seen, besides going up north, is St. Augustine. I went there one day, and we went to this place, a little off the side of the road, looked like a little garage. They opened up at 11 o'clock, and I got the pepperoni pizza to die for. It was delicious. But I can't drive 4 hours to go get a slice of pizza. It's not logical. But I did find out at Disney Springs, there's a place called Maria's. They have give you this big, huge slice for $8. But it's hot. The oil's dripping off it. It's just, it sounds good. Anyway, I digress. But the rest of the country has good things. I mean, you go down to Key West, you have crunk. I'm not even sure what that is. I haven't had it yet. I keep trying to get the nerve up to eat it. It's just seafood. You go to different places, try different foods, see different things, talk to different people, learn their cultures, and you and your kids and their kids will be better off for it. Now, everything I talked about today is relatively inexpensive, but I'm pretty sure when I get to the next episode and I talk to you about tourist destinations, tourist traps, or airlines, getting stuck right now, you can't get even on a plane, you're not sure. Or, who knows what I'll talk about the next time. Like I said, I'm hoping to have some guests. Anybody have anything of interest they want me to discuss, you can contact me at Twitter, Oriani Joe 3, or send me an email at Joe Oriani Podcast at yahoo.com. It's Oriani. We shall see. The guest I've tried to get, I'm still going to be working on. If I go back to Disney to work part-time, I'm going to bring up the next and just say, yeah, where are you? I do have a special guest coming on soon. I hope she's getting permission from her job, and we'll see how that goes. I'm still waiting for them to get back to her and give her an email. She does construction work for a certain company that I'm not allowed to say. That's the only way I can get her to come on this podcast. They don't want I don't know. They're afraid we'll say something stupid. They may have a point. I always say something stupid. But anyway, that'll probably be it for today. And just remember that I say, please, get off your rear end and go. Teach your kids something. Instead of sitting there drinking a beer, watching TV, my father did. We didn't go nowhere. It was awful. Now, with that in mind, I'm going to say the following thing to you. Make sure you tell your friends about the podcast. They can tell 5 more friends, and they can tell 5 more friends. And I hope you get the editing. I hope they get the editing down this time, and hopefully it's a lot better. Now, I said the podcast would be 30 to 40 minutes, but that is with a guest. And since I can't find a guest, we're going to keep it up to like 18, 20 minutes, relatively short. Okay? So with that, remember what I say. If you're not laughing, you're not living. Thank you, and have a good night.